Good, how are you?
Outstanding.
Good. Hang on.
So what did you think about your linebacker play on Saturday?
There were some good things that the guys did. I thought communication was fairly spot on. I mean, guys were trying to open their mouths and talk to the front and communicate with the safeties and, make sure we knew who was in the run fit with us. And that was better than maybe it had been in a couple of the scrimmage situations. And you never know what it's going to be like when the lights come on. You worry about guys kind of freezing, and I thought that was a positive. There's still some technique things to clean up and some fundamental things to clean up. I think that you're never going to be completely satisfied. There's no perfect game. You're chasing perfection, but it's going to be hard to ever catch that. There's a lot of things we can still get a whole lot better on. I mean, it's not like we've arrived by any stretch of the imagination, but there were some good things to grow off of and learn from. And I think the guys were in the meeting watching the video. They all took ownership of what we need to get better at, and so they understand. It's a win. We're happy with a win, and there's no such thing as a bad win. But what is our standard? What's our standard going to be? Is our standard going to be, win games? Or our standard going to be getting better every day? And so we still got a long way to go.
So there's been a lot of talk about fits the last couple of years. Last year a lot. Were the fits better this time when you look back and look at the film?
Yeah, as a whole, they were probably a little bit better. Every run game. Every team presents different issues, and Texas Tech formationally gives you a lot of space issues. They try to get you to open up and give them vertical seams in the run game. They try to make it look like they're going to run lateral and then hit you downhill. They did a lot of things in run game that isolate people to make plays one-on-one, which are difficult, and it's not your conventional run game. It's a little bit more unique. But I thought as a whole, the guys were locked in on what their fit was. So much of it is about where's my help. As a linebacker, you're never on your own. Is the safety with me? Is it the star that's with me? Is it the corner that's with me? Is the end going to box it or spill it? Am I supposed to box it or spill it? Where am I supposed to make the ball go? And we were as a whole a little bit better at that probably than maybe we've been. Since I've been here, but it's not perfect, and we still got a long way to go. And what we're getting ready to see this week is totally different than what we just saw last week. So that's the challenge, especially for a really young group, is, all right, we saw a lot of 10, 11 personnel, and now we're going to see maybe more tight ends and more of a pro-style attack, more of a conventional, almost NFL type offense. So it presents different challenges and issues with your eyes. So those guys, I'm excited because you got to turn the page and get ready for something totally different, which that's what makes it fun, and seeing those guys have to learn and grow and hopefully stretch themselves to grow from a football IQ standpoint.
Wesley says,
Sorry that you just out of a hunch decided to rep Dean Dukes more Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday leading up to the game when he hadn't been getting very many reps the week before.
Yeah, after the first scrimmage, he really was not getting any reps of the ones or twos for probably roughly a week, and Coach McGriff and myself were sitting down, I guess a week ago today after practice, and just said, hey, we should probably get him a couple reps on Wednesday. So I think he got maybe 4 on Tuesday, 12 on Wednesday, and then probably about 12 or 16 on Thursday of team situation reps. And just knowing two things. One, what if an injury happens, which did occur, and the other is, what if the young kids that we're trying to play get there and it's a big NFL stadium and they've never been in that environment, and if they freeze or slow down or whatever, and he's at least got some skins on the wall. He's been around, he's seen some good things, he's seen some bad things, but he's been in a lot of different situations, and so the experience that was there, and he once he got demoted, the best thing I can say about him is his attitude was not bitter. He was not. He didn't pout. He didn't mope. He supported the guys in the room around him that were getting the reps that he wanted to be getting, and that's all you can ask for, guys. Be a team player, and because everything we're going to do is going to be in the best interest of our football team, and he understood that and handled it the right way. And I tell the guys in our room all the time, you've got to prepare every day because you never know when your opportunity is going to come. And I don't care if you're the starter or the fourth team guy, you never know what's going to happen. You got to be ready.
Do you
What
think
did you-
Dietrich will reach a point where he can help you in space, or is he going to be kind of a situational guy?
That's a good question. You know, I thought Saturday he played pretty good in space. He had one play in his, I think he played 33 snaps in the game. And he had one play in space that I kind of cringed. But other than that, the rest of them, they threw the check down to the back, 2-by-2, and isolated the back on the Mike linebacker and threw the ball to the back and came up and made a clean tackle in the red zone on the guy. And that's one of those plays as a Mike linebacker, you know, you're usually a little bit outmanned athletically when they check the ball down to the back. And he made that play, and he made one or two other plays and got involved in space that I was surprised with a little bit that I hadn't seen him do from a production standpoint. So I thought he did some good things. His MO is probably, you know, B gap to B gap, old school Midwest Mike linebacker. You know, that's kind of his body type and his game. But he did a good job in space on Saturday. I was really pleased with that.
But did his play elevate him in your mind back to a higher status than he was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it just showed that he can be counted on to have some role, you know. And going into the game, we planned on playing 5 guys at linebacker, and he was one of the 5. And so we knew he was going to play some of the game. Didn't know he probably played significantly more than we planned, but we knew he was going to get some time. And you know, if you want more, when you get some, you got to do well with what you get. And I think that he'll hopefully continue to grow.
McGriff was saying that if Ruggs can't come back, he's, you know, could be a starter. Is that a matchup thing? Is that, or just from his?
You're talking about the Big
Big
Dukes?
Dukes.
Yeah, I think you're always looking at, I think, number one is how are you performing? You know, the depth chart's written in sand every day. And nothing's given, everything's earned. You know, and if you want to be the starter, you've got to practice every day like you want to be the starter. And but sometimes it is a matchup thing, who we're playing, what the situation is, and what the matchups are. Sometimes that does matter, and that goes into game planning and trying to figure out who gives you the best chance to be successful.
How did Jones do?
I was really pleased with some things he did for, you know, another true freshman. That's what's fun, is watching a true freshman go out there and play significant snaps in that environment. He did a really admirable job. I'm excited about what he's going to be. I think when you look at, you know, you have him and you have Ruggs, you got 2 true freshmen that I think we can really grow with at that position. And I was fired up about some things he did. Now, was it perfect? No. But he shows some promise. He's got a lot of things to work on, and he's heard about them from me, and he's going to continue to hear about them. But I'm really excited about what he can become. And you know, you're a freshman getting to play as many snaps as he got to play in a game like that. That's fun to watch.
He wasn't big-eyed or overwhelmed with the situation.
You know, he's got a little California cool about him. I don't ever think he panics or gets too excited. Like, I'm a pretty emotional guy, and I'm loud and I hoot and holler, and on the sideline I'm slapping him in the pads and stuff, and he kind of looks at me like, what's the big deal? You know, like he's sometimes he's almost so calm, I'm like worried that is he excited, but he did not get big-eyed. He didn't let the moment scare him or you know, shock him. He was totally comfortable and handled himself probably a little bit more veteran than maybe what he really is.
John, what's your assessment of Josh Clark and Zy Baker right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. Those 2 guys both need to be continue to grow at linebacker. They're both. I've met with both of them and talked with them both at length about their contribution on special teams has got to be big, and that, you know, they both got reps today with our group so they're both still alive, and they're kind of, you know, there's 7 guys in the room, 8 guys in the room that, hey, if you're not ready, it's your fault, you know, and because you never know when your number's going to be called, just like Dietrich was last week. And so those 2 guys, I have not even done anything but continue to think about how can we keep getting them better and keep pushing them to be the best they can be. And, you know, I think probably they want more, and they're going to continue to get more if they grow. But they'll get there. They'll be fine, and they just got to continue to push themselves to be the best they can be every day.
Has it been more mental than physical with them to this point, learning reacting time?
Yeah, there's some of that. There's some of it that, you know, it's just when you get your opportunity to go with the ones, you gotta show you're a one, you know, and those guys, I think out in the room, there's 7 guys that are in training camp to now that have at some point taken reps with the first team defense. And when you get your role with the ones, you gotta show that I give us the best chance with that group. And so they just, at that point, when they got their time with the ones, it didn't show that they were ready to be the guy, but that doesn't mean it's not coming for them. I think they both have the ability to do it. And both of those guys, Josh Clark's probably, I mean, the last Tuesday and last Wednesday, I go shower and go to my office, and we don't have meetings with the players after practice. He's sitting in my meeting room watching a video without me even asking him to. You know, he studies, he cares, Zai cares. They both want to do extra, and I don't ask them, hey, will you do this or do that? They just do it, and so they're still hungry. They both got a chip on their shoulder. They're going to be, you know, they're going to be all right. They can't get down themselves, and I'm not down either one of those guys. I'm still optimistic about what their development's going to be and what their future looks like. Is that it? Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.